opposite. Okay, do we want a free point where it says sketch the curve through the point 0, 0? We can do this. Sketch the curve. It's got to go through the point 0, 0. What do you think yours is going to look like? Ooh, Coop, I'm going to just have you draw what you did on there right here, because I think it looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Sketch through 0, 0. If we don't go through 0, 0, we got a problem. He's following some slopes, following some slopes, and then you got real close to that horizontal asymptote. I dig it. Thanks, Coop. Boop. All right. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Let me actually read the problem before I ask question B. Medication is administered to a patient. The amount in milligrams of the medication in the patient at T hours is modeled by A of T. That's the amount of medication in milligrams in the patient. Okay, dy dt would then be the rate that medication is going into the patient. At time t equals 0, there are 0 milligrams of medication in the patient. Using correct units, so we got to use these words that they've talked about. Interpret this statement. The limit as t goes to infinity, t is hours, a of t equals 12. And I believe that this is just 1 point. Exactly. It's exactly why Coop is not allowed to actually hit this horizontal asymptote, because we're not going to equal 12, which, that would be a hard thing to not say. So it says, interpret it. So as time, what did you said as time goes on? As time increases, that's fine. As time increases, the amount, and again, we're just using the words that they gave us right here. The amount of medication in the patient, the amount, and we might say of milligrams, because that's more units, of medication in the patient approaches 12. And I think that that's hard to remember to use that word as opposed to equals because of that right there. But as t approaches infinity, that limit is approaching 12. So now let's go practice separating those variables. Woo! To find which function has this derivative that also goes through that point. This is a toughie. There's a toughie. Let's go separate the variables to begin with. Again, this is equivalent to 1/3 times 12 minus y. This is equivalent to 1/3 times 12 minus y. That might help you separate your variables. What are we going to do to separate those variables? Divide by that 12 minus y. I dig that, Ritz. So it wouldn't be 1 over 12 minus y. dy equals 1/3 dt. So if we cross multiplied, we would be here, and we're going to have to do the same-ish thing.
Yeah.
You guys, based on yesterday.
We're going to have to make the ln negative.
Yes. How did you know that?
Because there's a negative y.
Exactly. The derivative of this inner is negative. When the derivative of the inner is not just 1, we got to counteract that chain rule. So you're right, because there's a negative in here, my ln is going to have to be negative. So I'd say negative ln of 12 minus y. So good,
Okay.
Coop.
What if it was 2y? So would you have to do negative 2y? Or
It would actually be negative 1/2, because the 2 would get an extra 2 in my derivative, and we got to counteract that with the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Biskey over here, same thing. We're just going to have a negative 3. Yep. So we're going to have a negative 3 ln of 12 minus y equals 1t dt. I'm sorry, 1t plus c, because this is a 1 in front of that dt. Antiderivative of 1 would be a t plus some c. We don't really need the 1 in front of that t. Because over here, what are we going to get with this 1/3 dt? Whose derivative is 1/3? 1/3 t plus c. Yeah? Okay. You guys, we got to go solve for c, and we could do that by plugging in 0 for my x and my y.
You'll get negative ln of 12.
Yeah, if t is 0 and my y is going to be 0, but then we'd have negative ln of 12. You're right, I'm going to get rid of my bars because 12 minus 0 is 12. 1/3 times 0 is just going to get me negative ln of 12 is c. Would Biskey have gotten the same thing? We would have had Okay, Biscuit, this is interesting. Because you still have your negative. Our constants look different right now. When we plug it all in and get y by itself, it's all going to work out. Okay? So, my people over here, if we've got that as my c, we've got negative ln of 12 minus y equals 1/3 of t minus ln of 12.
And then, can you e that?
I can't e until I get rid of this negative.
Oh.
Yeah. We can't e until I have a positive natural log. So I'd have ln of 12 minus y equals negative 1/3 t plus ln of 12.
Okay.
Bisky, at this point, we need to divide out our negative 3 before we can take an e of this side. So we would have to do this, Bisky, if we were on the right side. So these are two different methods of solving this. 12 minus y equals negative 1/3 t plus ln of 12. And look at this. We're at the exact same point now.
Okay.
You down with that? Negative 1/3. These negative 3's cancel out, and we're there. Now we're at the same step. Okay, peeps. Now that we got my ln to be positive, now we can go e it. I'm ready to e it now. Boop. A boop. So we got 12 minus y. The reason I can get rid of my bars is 12 minus 0 is 12 and it's positive. And then I'd have e to all of that. Negative 1/3 t plus ln of 12.
So you could put the 12 in front, right?
Put 12 in front. Oh, yeah. This 12 right here, you're saying?
Yeah.
That 12 can totes go there. Let's get y by itself. So wouldn't I have a negative y equals negative 12 plus e to the negative 1/3 t?
Yeah.
Oops, I forgot to bring my little 12 out front. Plus 12. Did I mess up? Oh.
Oh, it's sorry, negative 12 plus. Sorry, I thought you did.
No, yeah, I got you. Yep. And then we're going to divide out this negative.
Yeah.
So do we get y equals 12 minus 12e to the stuff?
Yeah.
Good.